Passions to me are interesting. I think almost every single one of us has had a passion at some point, or maybe even several. For some people, those passions are hobbies, something fun to do after work, school, or the weekends. But for others, it's something deeper. It's a connection, a place where they feel at home, something they can take, shape, and make their own. A passion that becomes part of who they are. Now, I've had a lot of interests throughout my life and passions: art, music, cooking, and, well, countless others. But none of them compare to one. The passion that has stayed with me the longest. My oldest passion, my unhealthiest passion, and in a strange way, my first love. Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 is without a doubt a fantastic multiplayer experience. Nobody can deny the impact that it's had on gaming as a whole, but I'd like to go even further and argue that it's one of the greatest multiplayer games ever made. The art style, the humor, the music, the mechanics that are simple enough for anybody to understand, yet nuanced enough to keep players learning for thousands of hours. It is, without a doubt, a timeless masterpiece. In order to understand my long, complicated relationship with Team Fortress 2, we need to turn back the clock, back to a time when the world made sense. 2020.
Now obviously I'm joking.
2020 was a rough year for just about everybody. The world was shut down, people were stuck inside, and all of us felt pretty isolated. If you're an introvert, you were probably having the time of your life, staying indoors, avoiding people, and calling it a vacation. I'm not one of those people. In 2020, I was 12 years old, and I didn't have any friends. So, like many kids my age, I turned to video games. I played on this really old, beat-up HP laptop, and it wasn't powerful by any means, wasn't fancy, and it definitely wasn't built for gaming. But to a 12-year-old kid, it was perfect. And for a while, that was really all I needed. But eventually, Minecraft wasn't the only thing my friends were talking about anymore. There was another game that seemed to be everywhere.
Overwatch. Sucks complete asset balancing.
I saw this game constantly in YouTube videos, hearing people talk about it online. Compared to Minecraft's slower pace, Overwatch looked chaotic, powerful, exciting. It was something that was completely different from anything that I had ever played before. There was just one problem. It cost $30. Now to most people, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but to a 12-year-old kid with no real way to make money, that might as well have been $100. I was ready to just give up when something else caught my eye. A free game. Team Fortress 2. I had heard the name before, through a few memes, maybe a few old YouTube videos, and I vaguely remembered, hey, that's the game Technoblade used to play. So, I downloaded it. And unlike most people, I actually played the tutorial. Now, I remember my very first TF2 match. I was playing on 2 Fort and I randomly selected Demo Man. I was wandering around the sewers at a solid 3 frames per second. I couldn't hit crap, I didn't understand anything, but I knew that I found something special. But when I finally watched Lazy Purple's How It Feels to Play Pyro, I realized that's what I wanted to play. That's what I wanted to do. I practiced obsessively. TR Walkway was the gateway to broadening my horizons. Flares, flick shots, air blast reflex, combos, anything that looked impressive on a frag montage, I wanted to learn. So I spent hundreds of hours grinding mechanics until Pyro felt second nature. But eventually I realized that I couldn't play on this old laptop forever. For months, every single dollar that I could get my hands on went towards one goal: building my first gaming PC. When I finally put it together and launched TF2, it felt like a completely different game. And around that same time, I started making YouTube videos. Content creation was something I was always interested in before TF2, but the game gave me a reason to actually pursue it. And honestly, this is where I'd love to tell you the story ends. Playing TF2, making friends, making videos, loving every minute of it. But unfortunately, stories don't always end how you want. Then it reached the point where I was playing Team Fortress 2 every single day. I would play it more than I slept, and I played the game like this for 3 years straight, where it was the only thing I could do, only thing I could think about. I racked up about 3,000 hours in 3 years, which if you don't know, that is a full-time job. I have also made some unwise financial decisions when playing this game, and I've probably spent more money on Team Fortress 2 than anything else in my entire life. Well, almost anything. I obsessed over unusuals, skins, cosmetics, the economy. I was completely sold, pun intended. And then it all stopped. This is for many reasons. Personal issues and relationships falling out, and me struggling with severe depression at that age. But the straw that really broke the camel's back here was when it happened.
What happened? Ah! Call that snopping!
It happened. The bot crisis. Being at an unstable point in my life and being emotionally dependent on a game for years just to have it all ripped away in a second was so devastating. For years, Valve has neglected and abused one of their most beloved flagship titles, slothfully staggering around while the world burned around us. I had seen my favorite game, the place that I called home, and the place where I made some of my best friends, be absolutely shredded and then discarded by a multi-billion-dollar company who wouldn't give it the time of day. It was draining, it was tiring, and it felt like the game was dying. My motivation to keep playing was sparse. My passion was dwindling, and it could have been a happy ending, but instead now, I have one that's just bittersweet. There was something so heartbreaking about logging onto a game that had been my second home for years, and then seeing servers overrun by something that made the experience unrecognizable. I understand that games cannot stay the same way forever, and I know that my own life was changing. But it was hard to not feel like this world that had given me so much was being slowly left behind. The friendships, the late nights, the thousands of hours spent mastering every little mechanic, it all existed inside a game that was fading away, while the people responsible for maintaining it seemed content to let it happen. And that's probably what hurts the most about all this. Not just that I and Team Fortress 2 got old, but it's because it felt like it never got the chance to reach its full potential. It never got the chance to age gracefully. The stage where I think the Team Fortress 2 community is that we're tired, and we've reached a point of just apathy, where we don't know what to do. We wish this game was as popular as it once was, but I think the bot crisis really did its number on us. I mean, a third of the lifetime of this game was unplayable, but it's in the past. My relationship with Christ has grown more than anything else in my entire life, and I've grown apart, and I'm okay with that. I think I'm fine with where I'm at with Team Fortress 2 right now. I might play the game and make videos on it every now and then, and I'm really glad because it's coming from a much happier and healthier place. And no, as I said before, there will never be another game that I play like Team Fortress 2. I mean, this game revealed how competitive I really was. It brought out my most creative work. It showed me how to make YouTube videos. It taught me social skills and how to build friendships with people I would have never met otherwise. It taught me practice and dedication and effort, sometimes to just an unhealthy degree. And it gave me a place to belong where it felt like I didn't have one. And that's why saying goodbye is so hard. Because when you spend thousands of hours somewhere, it stops feeling like a game. It feels like home. Team Fortress 2 didn't make me who I am. My family did. The people around me did. Christ did. But Team Fortress 2 was there during the most important years of my life. It was there when I was lonely. It was there when I needed friends. It was there when I wanted to create something. And it was there when I was growing up. And that's why, no matter how many years pass, Team Fortress 2 will always be the game that raised me. Maybe things aren't the same. Maybe they never will be. And if Team Fortress 2 is shut down tomorrow, I don't think I'd be all that sad. But that's okay, because games are meant to be played. And some games become memories. Team Fortress 2 is both. Thank you for the memories.
No one to watch while we're kissing, no one to see while we swoon. Come take a trip in my airship, and we'll visit the man in the moon.